Hi, this is my evidence for creativity for CAS, creativity and service for Beads for Life. And I'm going to show how you make the beads that we did during the club. So first you take a magazine of some sort or a newspaper and you pick the color that you like. I chose this page because I like the color blue. Here's that page. And just going to focus on the blue color. So you have your strip of paper first, and you can make it in any shape you please. There are different shapes. You can make it thinner in some areas, larger, but to bear in mind is that the thickest part is going to be the overall thickness of the bead itself. So once you have the bead, the paper, it's probably better to use more paper so that the bead is thicker and sturdier. So just an example, I have my blue paper here, and what you do is you find some sort of thin thing. I'm using a knitting needle just so I can make it thicker or bigger hole for the bead, but you can use a toothpick or paintbrush end. So first you put on the edge, and I just start rolling it, and once you just keep rolling it and you hold it on the edges of the thicker area and keep doing so. So now you have it held on, and this is the bead, this is how it's going to look. Now you can either use stick glue or what I use is Elmer's, just regular glue, and you put it at the edge of the paper at like so that it's the glue. And then what I like to do is just hold it and then start spinning it so that the glue can sort of surround the entire bead, almost acting sort of like a shell once it dries to hold the bead together. It worked for me when I used to do this during the club. So once you do that for a while, it should stick, and if it doesn't, just put more glue and keep twirling it around. So you just pull it off gently, and you have your bead right here, this blue bead. Oh, this blue bead? Okay, so you just continue doing so. If they dry out at any point, just add more glue. It's not that difficult. So this is a longer piece of paper, it's thicker, so it's just going to be a thick bead. The ones we made during the club were a bit thinner. They varied in color and shapes, and sometimes we would cut them at in different shapes when paper was longer to create patterns and grooves in the beads. Varied in the jewelry. So this is quite a thick bead. I'm going to do the same process of glue at the end, and then just twirling it over and over. And if there's any rough edges at the end, as you can see it's a little bit rough, just take scissors and cut it off to make it smooth. And you can color coordinate your beads depending on what you use, such as like if you want sort of a red and black theme, you can use just red paper and then use newspaper or anything, and then incorporate regular seed beads in the jewelry that you make. So again, one off, and then these are the two beads. They're definitely different. This is very longer than you would use in a regular bead, but this is smaller. This is more realistic, and I have an example of something I made on my own just for practice and as a hobby, I guess, of a bead necklace made from different beads. I used reddish, white, and green, and then I used green colored paper, and then just put them all together in random order to make a necklace that I like to wear. Okay, Well, thank you. Hopefully that suffices. Bye.